right, next we're going to move on to accounting systems, right? Really the backbone of your business and what helps you compile all of these records, right? I had mentioned earlier that an accounting system is a summary of transactions, right? That's the first step and probably its most basic form. I do say here, many options do exist, right? I think certainly the most well-known accounting system is QuickBooks, right? It's the one that we most commonly encounter in practice, and really what that allows is it allows for efficiency between advisors, right? It allows for you to essentially plug and play with your advisor without your advisor having to learn a new system, right? Your advisor knows what they need. They can certainly call you if you use an alternative platform and say, I need you to run me a balance sheet and a profit and loss statement, ledger detail, and whatever other reports they need. With QuickBooks, they can just do that, right? Less time from you and your staff, more easily and readily available to them, especially with the QuickBooks Online platform. It really allows for that collaboration. QuickBooks does have some pros, right? As I mentioned, no training and development needed for your accountant just to jump in there, right? The real-time collaboration and troubleshooting with your advisors. I'll have clients that'll call up and say, hey, I'm in my QuickBooks file and I can't figure out where to click. And I can see exactly what they see and help guide them through that. It does integrate with a lot of other softwares and apps to create a more customized solution for your need, right? And it's understood by IRS auditors and other tax examiners. Anymore, agents will request a copy of a QuickBooks data file, open it up and do their own sleuthing. I don't love that, but it is something that they ask for. But if they don't get the data file, they know what the reports look like, right? They're used to seeing them because they see them through a variety of small businesses. QuickBooks definitely has its cons, right? Certain industries may benefit from a more specifically designed platform, whether it be property management, or you may have a manufacturer that's heavy in, inventoriable parts and things like that. QuickBooks may not be the right solution. Talk to your advisors, talk to other people in the industry, and find out what they use and how they use it and what their success has been getting support to the extent that they get stuck with a particular issue. And then QuickBooks can have limited reporting outside of your basic accounting and finance reports. Again, with QuickBooks being able to integrate with other apps and software, they do have some report writers and things that you can add on to help you maybe extract the data that's there, just not extractable by QuickBooks default reports. Some of the add-ons, just by way of reference, we have expense management with Expensify, right? Expensify is great. It allows expense reports to be done. It allows you to predefine how those are coded within your accounting system. Somebody books mileage to a client site, it automatically goes to travel expense, and you're recording these transactions in real time versus having somebody input a manual expense report. Time tracking with T-sheets, right? Time entry for your staff if that's part of your business practice. Time tracking is one thing T-sheets does. It also has GPS tracking and other capabilities in it as well. Billing and invoicing through Quotient, that allows for you to put out quotes to customers, and when quotes are approved by your customers, it'll convert them to invoices within QuickBooks. E-commerce and Shopify, inventory, and advanced reporting, as I mentioned, are other avenues as well. We as a firm have QuickBooks certified folks on staff that are really good at integrating these particular apps with your QuickBooks package. And again, really something that if you sit down and talk to your advisors about what you need, it exists. So often I'll find clients that are really frustrated because it takes a lot of time to, for example, enter their staff's expense reports. And I say, well, you don't really need to enter them. If you just do it this way, it eliminates that need. And again, it frees up time for your people to focus on what they're good at and their highest and best use of their efforts. One of the other aspects of an accounting system is really how you design that platform, right? You want to design a system that outputs meaningful data that helps you run your business and measure relevant metrics in real time, right? I have a few examples here of that, right? When you are designing your financial statements, do you want a single line item that just says gross revenue, $100,000, or would it help you run your business? Would it help when you're looking at analytics or year-over-year comparisons to see that actually that $100,000 was made up of widget sales, widget repairs, et cetera, right? You may have 4 sub-accounts under your gross receipts. Those things, if they are created at the beginning of time, are it's much easier to create them in the beginning than it is to sort of insert them after the fact, right? You can certainly, but you lose those prior years of analytics unless you go back and do a whole lot of recoding of transactions. Same thing with expenses, right? Do you want an expense account that is professional fees, or would you rather see that professional fees is comprised of accounting and tax, legal, and consulting, right? Helps you monitor those on your financials without having to dive into the detail. Consistency and regular use will drive best results. Avoid falling behind in your accounting and bookkeeping and recreating data after the fact. I have a very close friend of mine who's been a client of mine since the day I walked out of university, and he does his accounting once a year. He has it in his head, he uses QuickBooks, but he spends no time with it during the other 364 days until he sits down and slams it together once a year. He's using his accounting system as a means to an end to get compliance done, to get other people the data that they need, but he's not using it as a tool to help him uncover different trends and things inside of his business. And he may understand and know everything that he needs to know, but if he weren't there, if somebody else needed it, there have been times over the years where he said, oh my goodness, we have to put the financials together. I'm going to go buy a piece of property and they want year-to-date financials. And he just doesn't have them. Consistency, whether you sit down and you do it once a day, once a week, once a month. Once a month is probably too long, but I think the point is made that you need to avoid falling behind and really doing it after the fact. Again, back to that contemporaneous record keeping. We did not know the pandemic was going to drop on us in March, and those people who already had 2019 books closed had already started keeping 2020 records. They were the first in line for the assistance that was available. And then to tie this back to really document retention a little bit, your accounting system can be more than just a financial package, right? Can be utilized really as an enterprise resource management system. So an organizational sort of piece of software that helps you with your customer data, right? If you are somebody who just inputs your customer's name into QuickBooks and sends them an invoice digitally, you don't have any need for their mailing address, that's okay, it works. But if you took the time to enter their name, their address, their phone numbers, you've all of a sudden created a marketing tool, a distribution list for client communication, an ability to run reports for sales by state, things like that, right? You can get QuickBooks to work with minimal input. You can get it to work much better with more input. Inventory. QuickBooks will have the ability to track your inventory for you, tell you what kind of quantities you have on hand, the cost of the inventory. It'll help you do physical counts and adjust count, your actuals to your count numbers, and really drive the accounting for those types of adjustments behind the scene. You can set up different service offerings and finished goods within QuickBooks so that, as an accountant, right, I bill by the hour for doing tax work. I can put tax work in, assign it an hourly rate for myself. I can assign an hourly rate that's different for a staff of mine, right? But it'll start to understand and then be able to say, if you want to go back and run a report that says, again, how many widgets did I sell versus widget repair services that I did, or how much tax work did I do versus consulting? If again, you set it up in a way where these items, as QuickBooks calls them, are established, you will get better data. Payroll and employee records, it can handle your time entry. QuickBooks will offer a payroll solution. You'll have all of your filing documents there with the different, state filings and federal tax filings that you need all at your fingertips. And QuickBooks actually will do document retention. You can attach receipts to transactions, and to different invoices. I think that, I have a handful of clients who utilize that. They're very disciplined at doing it, and it becomes part of their day. Whether it be the sole practitioner or small business owner that's really running a bootstrap organization on their own, or it's a little bit larger of an organization that actually has a staff, if you utilize the tools that QuickBooks has available, you really can get a lot out of it. And I should just take a moment to say, I don't get any kickbacks from QuickBooks, right? It's not that I just put on a free advertisement for them. It is a great solution, but it's not for everybody. There are plenty of other software solutions out there. But again, just like you go seek out your friends in the industry to ask which advisors they use, talk to them about what software packages they're using, because there may be a better option out there for you. But make sure you discuss it with a few of the team members first before you implement it, and have maybe some implementation remorse, for a lack of better words. All right. I see
one in the Q&A. If I am setting up a system of data for financial monitoring, are there some absolute slam dunk metrics that apply across all businesses beyond specifics like widget sales or repairs? And they're items that definitely apply to businesses across the board, whether they are selling candy, fixing cars, or giving psychic readings.
Wow. Psychic readings sounds like a cash business to me. I'm kidding. So the different metrics, there certainly are basic financial metrics, but really the metrics that are meaningful to you are those metrics that help you drive results and understand your business. I'm trying to think of some examples. As you think about like gross profit margin or net profit margin, there's quick ratios and debt ratios. There are a variety of them that a quick Google will give you. But again, I find a lot of clients will calculate these, but they don't know why they're necessarily using them. I actually have sitting on my printer here a survey from CPA industry that has 4 pages of metrics from a survey they did of a variety of CPA firms, and I can give some examples. We would look at something like utilization. How often are our staff utilized actually working with clients versus performing clerical non-billable tasks, right? So a utilization percentage. We also calculate things like net fee per hour, right? If this person bills out at X dollars per hour, but they're utilized only at 50%, really what is the net fee that they're able to bill given the activities that they're assigned to work on, right? And so, back to those meaningful dialogues with your advisors, sitting down and developing those metrics is a great exercise to go through, because day one, you'll have a set of metrics. Year 10, you'll have trends. And those trends are really what will help you drive decisions to better your business. Hopefully that helped.